Hello, my name is Huang Jiaxin from Keting, Singapore. We need to complete an interview assessment, so we reach out to you. To further the system where we have prepared some questions about your own educational background, motivation, changes, and experience in starting a business. We want to let you know about your entrepreneur journey through this interview. Thank you again for taking time to join us. So we go start.
Thank you so much, Huang Jiaxin, for having me here. I'm so glad to share my experience with you and I hope this will help you. Let me start firstly by introducing my company. Sustain Wear Company is a sustainable fashion brand I founded to address the environmental and ethical challenges in the fashion industry. Our mission is to create stylish, high-quality clothing that is both eco-friendly and ethically produced, proving that fashion can be a force for good. We focus on using sustainable materials like organic cotton, recycled polyester, and deadstock fabrics to reduce waste and minimize our environmental impact. At Sustain Wear Company, every piece is designed with sustainability and longevity in mind. We emphasize timeless styles over fast fashion trends, encouraging customers to invest in endurable, versatile wardrobe stylers. Beyond the product itself, we can committed to fair labor practices, working with suppliers and manufacturers who uphold ethical standards and provide fair wages to workers. The company started small, primarily as an e-commerce brand, but has grown to include international customers and collaborations with eco-conscious retailers. We also run educational initiatives like sustainability workshops and behind-the-scenes insights into our production process to raise awareness about the impact of fast fashion and inspire more conscious customer choices. As we continue to grow, our goals remain rooted in making sustainable fashion more accessible while creating a positive impact on people and the planet. Sustain Wear Company isn't just a clothing brand, it's more like a movement toward a more ethical and sustainable future in fashion.
Thank you for sharing your company. So can you tell me about your educational background?
Okay, I graduated from Parsons School of Design in New York, majoring in fashion design. I have a strong interest in art and like to use my imagination to create clothes of my style. During my college years, I interned at many brands, which allowed me to broaden my career and understand the fashion design styles of different brands. These internships have increased my contacts in the same industry and laid a solid foundation for my design. This leads me to cooperate with some brands soon after graduation to create better clothing works.
So did you have any role models growing up?
Yeah, I do have one in my family. It is my mom. My mother is a senior executive of a clothing brand. She's familiar with the fabric, pattern, and color of some clothes. She's also sensitive to numbers, manages the company's financial and business statements, and always pays attention to the scales of branded clothes to make better adjustments. When I was young, my mom picked out all the clothes for me, and when I grew up, I learned some about clothes through listening. I am also interested in my mother's creative management of customers, finance, and business, which also has a certain influence on my brand in the future. I also want to thank my mom for her cultivation of me.
It sounds like your parents give you a lot of creative to your future, the brand to make some clothes. So, what qualities do you think an entrepreneur should have?
There are many aspects for me. The first thing I want to share is called reliance. Entrepreneurship is full of ups and downs, and the setbacks are inevitable. Reliance allows you to keep going when things get tough and to view challenges as opportunities for growth. Another thing very important is adaptability. Industries change rapidly, and unexpected obstacles will arise. The ability to pivot and adapt to new circumstances is essential for long-term success. I think vision is also important. A clear vision keeps me focused on my own goals, even when distractions or difficulties arise. It also inspires my team and customers to believe in the mission. Passion is also important. You need to truly care about what you are doing. Passion fuels perseverance and gives me the energy to tackle the long hours and hard work required to build something from the ground up. Also, problem-solving skills is another one I normally mention to my workers. I believe that when we face constant problems, financial, operational, or strategic things are crucial in our daily work. Being able to think critically and come up with a creative solution is very important. People would say that strong work ethic is also significant when raising and a company. I would say yes. Starting and running a business requires immense dedication. We have to be prepared to put in the time and effort to see our vision through. The last thing I want to share is called empathy and communication skills. Successful entrepreneurs should understand our customers' needs and can build meaningful relationships with our team and stakeholders. Emphasis helps us connect with others, while good communication ensures our vision is effectively shared. Along with risk tolerance, the last thing I want to mention, entrepreneurship involves taking risks. We have to be comfortable stepping into the unknown while also balancing those risks with careful planning. This is all I want to share with you.
Thank you for sharing. So, what your main motivation for starting your clothes line?
My main motivation, stems from my dissatisfaction with the current state of the fashion industry and the lack of responsibility of big brands. After I graduated, I entered the fashion industry and found that fast fashion caused a lot of waste and wastewater pollution, which caused irreversible damage to the environment. I want fashion to be an upward positive energy, not only the fashion on the outside, but also the comfort on the inside. I'm going to commit the brand to clothes that have a sense of sustainable fashion. In an era when customers are becoming more conscious of sustainability, there is a lack of clothing lines that combine fashion with environmentally friendly practices. I hope my company, Sustainwear, can be that kind of brand. That is one that inspires people to make conscious choices without promote ethics.
Thank you. So, did you write a business line before starting a clothes line? Because I think the clothing line is very important to have a company in a company.
You are right. I did make a plan. It's necessary to write a comprehensive business plan before starting Sustainwear. Writing this plan will allow me to identify the funding I need to secure, a structured framework for the brand vision, the audience I need to consider, and most importantly, various aspects of the brand business. The development of this plan will provide me with clear and definite ideas and direction. My business plan mainly consists of market research, financial planning, and operational strategy. When it comes to market research, I need to identify my brand's target audience, who they are, their shopping habits, and their focus on sustainability. Sustainable fashion is a market that lacks mid-priced, high-quality clothing. Most of the eco-friendly brands have higher prices and more simple styles. We will fill this gap through our design. In terms of financial planning, the first plan is to sell on online platforms, which cost less. We calculated startup capital, sourcing sustainable fabrics, clothing style design, clothing proofing, and docking prices with the e-commerce platforms. Considering our sales, operating costs, and projected break-even point, there are also some contingency plans in place to deal with potential challenges. In terms of operational strategy, we should clarify the production practice table of sustainable material suppliers and start with the small batch production to reduce waste. Because we mainly sell on electronic platforms, we focus more on social media and partnerships with talents to build brand awareness. Writing this plan also allowed me to think practically about how I can stand out in a competitive industry, and it reminds me of the goals and priorities that the brand is focused on. However, this does not mean that I stick to the planned route. The fashion industry is fast-paced, and I need to get used to it. For a first-time entrepreneur like me, the process of creating a plan was just as important as the plan itself. It gave me the confidence and structure I need to leap.
Okay, thank you for telling me this, your experience. So can I, when you start your clothes line and what resources did you have?
That's a very good question. When I first started my company, Sustainwear Company, I had some personal capital, knowledge of the apparel industry, and some clothing material resources, which enabled me to complete my clothing brand with limited capital. In terms of personal finances, I saved some of my own money during college and saved more than $30,000. That was not a lot of money, but it could support me to cover basic expenses, such as sourcing fabrics, small-scale production, and setting up an e-commerce platform. Because the current economy level cannot open a physical store, so most of the time focused on online business. When talking about human resources, I do not have a professional team, and most of the work is done by myself, from design to website management, packaging, and to shipping. I also have my friends who help me with the logo, some graphic design, and Instagram advertisements. I really appreciate their efforts. In terms of material resources, the sustainable materials I need are relatively rare, and I use my industry contract to source environmentally friendly fabrics, such as the organic cotton and recycled polyesters, which to some extent reduces my difficulty in finding fabrics. Moreover, there are also suppliers in this field to cooperate with us, and we produce smaller batches, which also reduces the cost and the waste of materials. My knowledge and work experience in the garment industry are also valuable resources. Starting fashion design at Parsons allowed me to master the knowledge of creating high quality products. And the internship in a big company also allowed me to understand their supply chain management and pricing strategies, which laid a good foundation for me to establish my brand in the future. Although I didn't have a lot of money and a very professional team, I believe that through constant exploration, I could make the most of the resources I have. Rational use of every penny, every skill, and maintaining a good mentality is the key to the successful establishment of the brand. That's it.
Thank you. From you talk about your clothing line, I think that the human resource and your own knowledge for your work experience is very important for you to have a company to do some credible job. It's very useful information, and in the future is very important. So can you tell me, when you first start your business, how long was a typical workday and the work week?
When I started sustainwear, I worked very long hours, usually up to 6 to 10 hours. I worked 6 days a week and usually worked more than 40 hours weekly. At that time, as an independent founder, I was involved in every aspect of the business, from designing collections to sourcing materials, building e-commerce platforms to handling customer inquiries. There's always something to be done, and I always feel like there aren't enough hours in a day. In the early stages, I spent a lot of time perfecting the product. I researched sustainable fabrics, met with suppliers, and negotiated production terms. I also spent quite a bit of time creating marketing content and building our social media presence because I couldn't afford to hire a full-time marketing team. Packing and shipping orders is another time-consuming task that I must handle by myself. Weekends are no exception. I use this time to plan, analyze scale data, and strategize for upcoming products. I also took online courses in digital marketing and e-commerce to improve my skills and stay competitive in the fast-paced fashion industry. That's a lot of work to do, but it's very exciting as well. Seeing my vision come to life and receiving positive feedback from my first customers makes the long hours worth it. However, I quickly realized the importance of managing energy and finding ways to work smarter instead of harder. As the business grew, I began delegating tasks and hiring teams, which allowed me to focus on high impact activities and reduce my working hours to a more sustainable level. But those early days were all about busyness, perseverance, and passion.
I believe that when you first start your business is very hard because you don't understand some some actions to manage your own business, and it's very important some experience for you to teach you how to manage well your business. So how have your goals and the value changed since start your business? Because maybe in the future your goals and value maybe change. Is there match your first to created your business? Is this same or it will be changed?
It will change, I think. Initially, for me, sustainability was product centric. using environmentally friendly materials and minimizing waste. While these remain at the core of our mission, my definition of sustainability has expanded. Now, sustainability is about creating a business that is not only environmentally friendly, but also economically viable, socially impactful, and inclusive. For example, we have launched programs that support women's empowerment and education, further expanding our reach beyond just clothing. My goals have shifted significantly with an emphasis on scalability. Early on, I measured success by small wins, such as selling a full line of products or partnering with a local retailer. Today, I'm focused on expanding sustainwear company to new markets internationally and make sustainability a mainstream concept in fashion. I also pay close attention to metrics beyond the revenue, such as water conservation through sustainable fabric choices and fair wage for workers, which reflect our commitment to environmental and social impact. As the business grew, I realized the importance of building a strong team and a community. While I used to handle most of the tasks all by myself, I now prioritize hiring passionate, values-aligned employees and fostering a positive workplace culture. Interacting with the customers has also become a key focus for us, which allowed us to co-create products and improve them based on their feedback. My values have always been the same, but the way I approach them has matured. I have learned that balancing growth with integrity is critical, even if it means slower expansion. Long-term success requires adhering to principles while adapting to new challenges. Going forward, my goal is for Sustainwear Company to lead the sustainable fashion movement while continuing to educate and inspire customers about the power of conscious choice. In short, while my goals have expanded, my commitment to sustainability, ethics, and impact has remained the same.
So, thank you for sharing about your goals and the value. I think that your goals and the value it will not be changed because if it have changed, I think it's that the improved way. As your business has grow, have your risk orientation changed?
Yes, more or less, yes. As the brand has grown, my attitude to risk has changed. In the early days, I was very sensitive and cautious about risk because it was my self-employment at that time. The budget was limited, and every decision needed to be calculated as far as possible to avoid financial risks and could not afford to fail. So in the beginning, we produced clothing in small batches to minimize waste, ensure that no supplies was left, and solve inventory. With the smooth growth of the business, the income is gradually stable, which also enhances my confidence, and I'm also able to take certain risks. Therefore, in the follow-up, I moderately expanded the production skills to meet the needs of customers, which also requires certain financial support. This risk paid off to sell orders faster and further expand our sales base. When we decided to enter the international market, the risk orientation changed. Entering an unknown international market is very risky, We have to dealing with unfamiliar customer behavior, foreign laws and regulations, and import costs. I had also conducted small-scale trials in Australia and the United Kingdom. The results were objective to me. Um, it, al- it also boosted my confidence that international skills of our brands now account for about 30% of our revenues. In terms of marketing risk tolerance, we also improved. In the beginning, we relied more on social media exposure, low cost and low risk. With the expansion of the business, the marketing efforts can cover a wider audience. So I spent some of my financial resources on digital advertising campaigns, working with well-known influencers. This is a financial investment, but it also better improves brand awareness and sales. The return for me is relatively objective, so it's good for us.
Because I think when we always use technology to watch watch any apps like 小红书, Facebook, Instagram. This app can let me see a lot of new clothes and new brand, some new things, new fashions. It can improve us. So, what's the key mistake did you make along the way, and what are the key lessons you learned, and what's the best or worst moment you have? Because I think these things can make you have a very very good important things when you think about this. I think it's maybe this way can make you do better in the future.
Yeah, this is really interesting to answer. Okay, for the key mistake, I did underestimated the complexity of the production process because we had a shortage of sustainable fabrics. Once it was a shipment of organic cotton shirts that arrived late, and I didn't consider the unexpected delay in purchasing. This caused me to miss seasonal launches, impacted our cash flow, and disappointed some customers who had pre-ordered. This mistake taught me to allow buffer time in production planning and maintain clear communication with the suppliers. Since then, I've built stronger partnerships with more reliable suppliers, and I always have a contingency plan in place. Also, I want to try to be involved in every detail by myself, like design, customer service, and packaging, because it's my own brand. As a result, my mental state was not very good, and I could not focus more on perfecting the details of the brand. When I think about it, trusting my team members to handle day-to-day operation also allowed me to focus on brand strategy and innovation. The key lesson should be to value relationships, whether it's suppliers, customers, or employees. Strong relationships are the key to the long-term success of brands. The best moment for me was probably the first physical store we renovated. It's hard to describe how happy I am to see customers come in, touch the clothes, and hear them say that they love the concept, the fabric, and the shape of the brand. It also proves that the hard work I put behind the brand is really worth it.
Thank you for sharing this experience. And I believe that you have done a lot of overcome these difficulties. So, what are your long-term goals for the business?
My long-term vision for sustainability is to become a global leader in sustainable fashion, known not only for our products but also for our impact on the industry. One of my primary goals is to expand into international markets. While we currently serve customers in several countries through our e-commerce platform, I want to establish physical presence in key regions such as Europe, North America, and Asia Pacific. Each of these markets has unique opportunities, and I aim to tailor our strategies to resonate with the local audience, while maintaining our core values. Another goal I have is to diversify our product offerings. Right now, we focus on clothing, but I see huge potential in expanding into accessories, activewear, and even sustainable home textiles like bedding and curtains. These categories align with our ethos of offering stylish, high-quality, and eco-friendly products for various aspects of life. Beyond the business itself, I want Sustainwear Company to be a driving force for change in the fashion industry. This includes influencing larger brands to adopt sustainable practices by proving that it's not only possible but profitable. I envision partnerships with other companies, governments, and organizations to promote more sustainable production methods and encourage ethical labor practices. Ultimately, I'd like Sustainwear Company to become a thought leader in the industry, helping shape a future where sustainability is the norm rather than the exception. I also have the last long-term goal is education and advocacy. I want to use the Sustainwear platform to raise awareness about the impact of fast fashion and the benefits of sustainable living. This could include launching an educational blog, producing documentaries, and hosting communities events to engage directly with customers and industry stakeholders.
From your talk, I think that to success in a competitive and repeatedly industry, the business must have a clear vision and a strong value while staying flexible and innovative. The as you mentioned that sustainable journals underscores the importance of aligning growth with purpose, adapting to changes, and to the education and the collaboration to lead positive change. So, if you could do it all over again, what do you do differently?
Well, if I could do it all over again, I would focus on building a stronger financial foundation to avoid early cash flow issues. I'd also invest in digital marketing and e-commerce from the start to establish a strong online presence and accelerate growth. Additionally, I would prioritize creating scalable operations and delegate tasks earlier to focus on strategy and expansion. Finally, I'd seek out mentors sooner to gain valuable insights and avoid common pitfalls. While I'm proud of the journey, these changes would have made the process more efficient and less stressful.
So, Based on your experience, do you have some advice would you give to the student interested in starting a business today? Because in this fashion social, a lot of students want to do its own business, not only in the internet, but also can have a store or brand in everywhere. So, do you have some suggestion?
Okay, I actually don't have some advice, but if you ask, I will give you some tips for students interested in starting a business. My first tip is to thoroughly research your market and audience. Start small to test your ideas and build a strong financial plan to manage cash flow effectively. Embrace digital marketing early to establish your online presence and reach a wider audience. Seek out mentors and build a strong network for guidance and support. Be resilient and adaptable, as challenges and mistakes are inevitable. Most importantly, stay true to your values, as they will guide your decisions and help build a loyal customer base. With good preparation, passion, and perseverance, success is really achievable.
So, how do you plan to address these challenges or the opportunity in the future in the of your industry? Because in the future have many you cannot to see that the hard things to solve, some important things maybe will impact your brand. It will have some incredible things maybe. So what do you think?
There's a lot to say. Okay, the fashion industry right now is facing a critical turning point with rising consumer awarenesses around sustainability. But it's also dealing with challenges like fast changing trends, global sustain chain disruptions, and the lingering effects of last fashion dominance. Here, how I plan to navigate these challenges and these opportunities as followed. First, education customers. One of the biggest challenges is shifting customer behavior. Many people want to sustainable options, but may not fully understand their impact or value. To address this, we are focusing on education through contact marketing, workshops, and behind the scenes look at our production process. For example, we plan to create videos showing how our clothes is made, from sourcing eco-friendly materials to fair labor practices, so customers feel more connected to their purchases. Another thing is called investing in innovation. Technology is transforming the fashion industry, and I see this as an opportunity to stay ahead. We are exploring collaborations with tech companies and develop cutting-edge sustainable fabrics, such as biodegradable textiles and materials made from recycled ocean plastics. Additionally, I'm looking into using AI and machine learning for inventory management to reduce overproduction and minimize waste. The third thing is called supply chain resilience. The pandemic, COVID-19, highlighted vulnerabilities in global supply chains. So I'm working to make our operations more resilient. This includes building stronger relationships with suppliers, diversifying our resourcing options, and exploring local manufacturing where it's possible. I'm also investing in technology to improve supply chain transparency, which is becoming increasingly important to customers. Adapting to customer preferences is the fourth thing I want to mention. Consumer expectations change very rapidly, so staying flexible is essential. For instance, there's a growing demand for customization and on-demand production. To address this, we are piloting a made-to-order model for selecting products. This allows customers to personalize items while reducing waste. Scaling sustainability also important. Growth itself can be a challenge in the sustainable fashion industry, as scaling often conflicts with maintaining ethical and eco-friendly practices. My plan is to prioritize sustainable scaling, expanding cautiously to ensure our values are never compromised. This includes hiring more specialized talent, automating certain processes, and using green logistics for shipping. When talking about logistics, leveraging partnerships is one thing I really want to highlight. Cooperation is a big part of my strategy. I'm seeking partnerships with like-minded brands, negotiations, and even governments to push the systematic change in the industry. For example, I'm in talks with organizations that promote fair trade certificates to ensure our practices remain transparent and trusted. One last thing, really important for you students, I think the capitalizing on sustainability trends. Okay? Sustainability is no longer a niche. It's becoming mainstream. I plan to capitalize on this very important thing by positioning Sustainwear company as a leader in the movement. This involves staying active in conversations around policy changes, such as carbon neutral productions or what is that called? Or circular fashion initiatives, and align with customers who demand brands take a stand. In summary, the key to addressing future challenges and opportunities lies in staying true to our values while being proactive and adaptable. By combining innovation, education, and collaboration, I'm really confident that my Sustainwear company can strive while continuing to lead the way sustainably.
Thank you for sharing. If you have some challenges or opportunities in the future, you will do these things. And I want to know that you have this Sustainwear brand to make some clothes. What clothes you prefer and what types of clothes you most like? Can you tell me more detail?
Okay, that's very interesting. What I'm interested in is actually what it doesn't mean what the customers like. When I first started this company, not all, but most of my designs was not very favorable. Sometimes they just stuck in my warehouse. I really like that style, the color, my idea, but my customers doesn't like it. So I did a really interesting questionnaire to just went to the street to ask the different ages customers about their favorite color, favorite materials, and favorite design of the clothes. I also ask like old ladies and young boys, students, university teachers and workers, employers, office lady workers, blah blah, everything. I think their answers all give me a very different idea to me because all their preferences were not exactly the same. But one thing was exactly similar. That is that these things they have a lot of choices. If they don't get what they want, they will just go somewhere else. So this is a really inspiration to me that I gotta change as their idea changes. That's it.
Oh, thank you very much for taking time to sharing your personal entrepreneurial experience and the value with me today. So, as you mentioned that to talk more detail can let us understand that the fashion is not only just about clothes, but also tell a story. Every piece of clothes you make is a story about sustainability, creativity, and hope a better future. Hearing about the changes, measures, and the lessons you faced in starting your own business has also targets. It has also teach us what is takes to success in business for the student like us who are earned to start a business, who want to have a business. Your experience has inspire us. So thank you again for your sharing. I wish you better achievement in your business, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope all my experiences will help you and all of you guys will have a bright future.